This is probably a controversial topic. Shading with black versus not shading with black. Honestly, is up to you what you want to do. But let me give you a piece of advice when it comes to shading, okay? I think the color you shade with is important because most times it can match the atmosphere of your drawing, especially with warm and cool colors. So I'm going to be talking about this a little bit, and in this video, you'll also see how I shade my art in Krita, which is the program that I'm using to draw this picture. So anyway, let's get to it. In a warm environment, which is like reddish, orangish, or purple, it would be best to use warm colors for shading if that's the environment that it's going to be in, because it just matches the mood of the scene. And a lot of artists do this, like especially even in the anime. And I used to think, like way back before I was good at shading, when I was watching anime, I'm just like, how do they get the color like that? Like when they shade, and it seems like on top of a different color, it looks like a different color instead of just one color, you know what I'm saying? So when I finally figured it out, is just on a multiply layer, you have one color, which is like a sort of darkish orange or darkish red, and you just put it over everything that you think needs a shadow on it. And what I like to do is add a layer on top of all of my colors and put the layer to multiply and lower the opacity to 50, and it's just like perfect for me. I know a lot of other people go darker, whatever works for you, but I go 50 and it just works. Wherever I believe needs a shadow, I'll just put the shadow there. Now you can do this also with cool colors like blue, green. These are just the different types of colors that I use, which is the dark red, the dark orange, or the dark blue, because of the atmosphere. So in the environment, if it's like sunset or, you know, the sun's going down, I use the orange, like just over everything, because that just makes it more realistic, because that is what happens in the real world. And especially when it's nighttime, you use cool colors and then use the blue color to shade, and it just like matches perfectly. So if you do it's nighttime and it's like, you know, the bluish temperature tone outside, and you use the dark orange or the dark red to shade, it doesn't match very well, and you can see that. Like, you can experiment this as well. So if your character is in a certain environment, for the background, put the multiply layer and just like cover the entire layer with the color that you want it to be. So either the blue, like the warm color, or the cool color, and then shade your character with like probably the same color on any opacity that you want it to be, and it should just match. Like, it just looks like it fits, you know. This is what I've done when I was experimenting, so it works. I'll give you a picture as an example. Like, probably the only time that I ever did that was this picture of my OC Justice. And I just decided, okay, since it's like this color outside and it's almost nighttime, right? So it's like a blue tone temperature outside. I was like, maybe let's shade with a blue color instead of what I normally use, which is red. And it just, I don't know, it just fits perfectly. Okay, and the thing about shading with black, this is the controversial topic as I've seen so far. Really, you can do this or you don't have to. I once believed that if you use this, then it just makes your picture look bad. But I would say if you were shading like me on the opacity that it was and the certain temperatures or whatever, then it probably will look bad, because my opacity is on 50, so I never even tried it. But you can try to experiment and see how you like it for yourself. I know in like certain animes they shade with black. Some people shade with black, and it's like the hard shading, like the comic book type, you know, what you normally see in comics, and that's perfectly fine. That's part of their style anyway, and it just works, and literally no one questions it. Like Haikyuu and My Hero Academia, they do that sometimes, and it just works. And I don't think they're necessarily trying to match the tone of the background and everything like that, but they do shade with other colors too, so it's not all black, you know what I'm saying? So, but hey, if you want to shade with black, that's all up to you. That's your style. Like there are no rules really outside of anatomy, I guess. I mean, no one can tell you what to do with your art, so, but I'm just trying to give a little advice on how I see things. So yeah, hopefully you learned something out of this. Hopefully I'm good enough at explaining things, because I really feel like I'm not, but I'm gonna get better at it, okay? And try to experiment on, you know, shading with different colors when it comes to your background and everything. And I really feel like it'll help you. I feel like it'll really help to shade with warm and cool colors instead of black, but you know, it is what it is. Hey, and like this video if you learned something from it, and consider subscribing to my channel to see more content and learn some more stuff, because we are here to learn together, and that is all I have to say on that. This is Anaya, also known as Night Ember, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!